Well, students, good evening to all of you. So, guys, today we are going to discuss M.Ed paper 2, Sociology of Education, right? As you know that this is a exam preparation class, right? I have given you the complete notes of paper 2, Sociology of Education. So today we are discussing the whole paper, right? What we will discuss? We will discuss the last year paper, right? All the syllabus and some PPTs also, so that you should know that, what is basically sociology of education, what this paper says, right? So the name of the paper is Sociology of Education. It is a very easy paper, guys, very easy. First paper we have already done in the last lecture, philosophy of education, right? Now we are talking about sociology of education, right? So first, I show you the syllabus. This is the complete PDF file I have already sent you. Okay. Detail, you can go from there. You can learn from there. Okay. The same thing today we will discuss, right? So this is the syllabus. You can see that there are, 4 sections, unit 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Under the sociology of education, under a unit 1, concept and nature of educational sociology, sociology of education, relationship between sociology and education, right? Second, talking about the social organization, meaning, concept, factors, folkways, modes, institutions, and values. Second unit is talking about socialization. ये देखो कितने easy हैं. Agencies of socializations, family, school, society. We know that these are called family, school, societies. They are the agents of the socialization. These are, very easy. Again, culture. Culture has come. What is a culture? Basically, culture and society basically same, right? Okay. So culture means, our customs, our rituals, ceremonies. It happens in the society. Okay. So nature of a culture, issue related, westernizations, modernizations. In the third unit, value education has come. Meaning, concept of a value is again, it is a very simple. Role of education regarding the value of education. 6 में chapter 6, education and social change. ये देखिए फिर आ गया social change, right? Society, because the name of the paper is not sociology of education. So all the concept is related. You just have to understand, okay, some of the concepts, some of the terms, nothing else. Otherwise paper is very easy, right? Factors determining social change. ये देखिए social change क्या होता है, right? Right, when there is a interactions of the two person, so it brings the social change, right? So abhi hum detail mein we will do that, right? Social change, constraints of social change in India, caste, ethnicity, class and language, religion, regionalism. और लास्ट में देखो कितना easy, social stratification, very very easy, right? Strata of the society, right? So social stratification, right? Based upon the income, like lower group, middle group, you know uh, higher persons, rich person, है ना? These are the called the stratification of the society. Next देखिए, again term social mobility. Okay, मतलब shifting from one to other part. Social mobility means from one professions to the other professions. Okay, one social status to the other social status, social mobility. So guys, it is a very easy paper, very 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 easy paper. Okay, कुछ भी नहीं है इस पेपर के अंदर, right? तो ये सारा है. ये आपका लास्ट ईयर का पेपर था. देखो लास्ट ईयर के पेपर में क्या आया था. ओके, you know that. Okay, 70 marks का पेपर आता है, right? First is a compulsory questions of 3.5 marks. 4 questions comes short questions. 3.5 into 4, 14. मतलब each sections of the 14, basically 5 units है ना. 14 into 5, 70. Okay, ये देखिए क्या था. Meaning of education sociology, very simple. Concept of a culture, again very simple. Values, simple. Constraints on social mobility, again very simple. Unit 1 में what are the nature of education sociology, how education and sociology are interrelated, right? So today I will clear the concept. Okay, don't worry. Okay, if you think it is a little bit difficult, I will make easy for you. Okay, don't worry. Discuss the concept and factors influencing social organization. right? So out of a 2, you have to do 1. Okay. So I will suggest go for this. Okay. Do completely regarding the educational sociology. Under unit 2, explain the concept and various agencies of socializations. Abhi just I have told you what are the agencies of socialization: school, family, peer groups, mass education, state, religion. These are called the agents of socialization, right? Always remember, school क्या चीज है? What is school? School is a agencies of socialization. What is home? Home is a agencies of socialization. है ना? Basically, we socialize the child. है ना? We make the child, he or she has to well behaved, cultured, right? So basically, these all the things we do in the school. Basically, school is a agencies of a socialization. It is a part of the society. Matlab, what we will do today, till in the last papers we have already covered. So we were studying that ki education is a comprehensive term. Huh? Education includes, every type, everything includes the education. It is a big term, bigger term. Now we will come to know under this paper sociology of education में कि education से भी बड़ी जो term है, this is called sociology, right? Sociology is a bigger term than the education. Education is a part of the sociology. Okay, so today we will come to know that under this paper, when we will study this paper, sociology of education, right? So today we will come to know that sociology is a bigger term, right? Education is a subsystem of socialization. This is the important line. Education is a subsystem of a socialization, right? So whatever, guys, try to understand what about this paper. So basically, whatever we want new in the society, whatever we want, so that thing happens through the education. और क्या चीज है education? Education is a nothing. Education basically, whatever we want in the society, we complete that thing through the education. Education is a subsystem of the society. ये जितने भी whatever the schools you are looking at, school, college, educational institutions, okay, what are the purpose of these? इनका purpose क्या है? The purpose of these all the educational institutions to make the person socialized. That's why na person is a social animal, right? We call na. So under this, it is a very easy questions. We have to talk about agents. So इनको agents भी बोलते हैं. We call the agents school, school, home, right? Peer groups, mass education. So these are called the agents of socializations, right? Agencies of socialization, where one become socialized, cultured, okay? And as well as education preserves the, cultures and everything, whatever happens in the society. Got it now? Yes. Next, देखो fifth question. What is the meaning and nature of culture? Again आ गया देखो. It is a very easy meaning and nature of culture. अब देखो, here you have to learn, think that sociology basically क्या चीज है? What is sociology? Sociology in a simple term, okay, in a one line, sociology is a, science of society, study of society basically. What is sociology? Study of society, right? Sociology or either society, it is correct. But when we talk about the culture, so guys, culture and societies are not the different things. Always remember, right? Culture, where the culture is happening in the society. Got it? So culture and societies both are, same term, but the difference is that you cannot see the culture, you cannot see the culture, but you can see the society. Got it? What are culture? Culture is a custom, belief, right? As you are Christian, you have a belief in Jesus Christ. And some of them are belong to the Hinduism. They believe on the Lord Rama, right? They have the belief. Can you see that belief? So culture you can't see from the open eye. You can see the society basically. Got it? So culture bhi wahi hai society, right? Basically. Okay. Modernizations. What is a modernizations? Anything is a new. Whatever happens in a new. Well, we will do in detail. Okay. I'm just in a brief. I'm just discussing with you. Okay, guys. So in a unit third, discuss the meaning and types of values. Again, easy questions has come. Highlight the role of education in developing the values in school children. Yes, this is the important. ये always questions आता है. This questions always comes. Define the values and what is the role of education regarding inculcation of values. Okay, sometimes questions comes, fostering the values. Okay, what is the role of education? And next is explain the nature and factors determining the social change. And last me you can see that this has come, explain the meaning and educational implication of social stratification. Or last may discuss the meaning, types and educational implication of a social mobility. Anna, if you remember in our syllabus, just see that in the syllabus, unit 4 में ये देखो whatever I have highlighted, just see that I'm going to increase the size. Social stratification या social mobility. Okay, whatever, okay, you can do one, you can choose that, but you have to do completely, right? Social mobility, may I tell you, types are most important. Okay, got it? So, okay, guys, now we discuss the whole paper, our whole paper we discuss. These all the syllabus, right? As well as this is all the question paper of last year. We will discuss. So basically there are 128 pages of this PDF. So today we will discuss, all of the time. So I'm going to start with the PPT, right? So it will cover all the topics. Okay, guys. So first, I have arranged, all the PPTs, right? From starting to last point. Okay. So first we will discuss 2 or 3 PPTs. After that, last year paper. Okay. Then it will cover your whole paper. So guys, what is a sociology? What is the meaning of a sociology? As I have just discussed, sociology means study of society, science of society. Basically, it has derived from the 2 words society and logos, study or science, right? So this term sociology, it was first coined by, okay, said by the term sociology. Okay, who called this? Who coined this? The name of the person is Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte first, used that word sociology. That's why he is called father of sociology, right? Auguste Comte. And sociology is the science of society or social phenomena. Okay. Now we discuss, uh, meaning of sociology in a detailed way. So you can see that sociology is a science of society. B point. Sociology is a science of social relationship, right? Sociology. Sociology is a study of social life. Sociology is a study of a human behavior in group. Sociology is a study of a social action. Hence, man becomes a social animal only when he enters into the social relationship. Right, guys? So, therefore, we can say that sociology basically it studies about the society, social relationships, social actions, right? Okay. In the next PPT, we talk about meaning of education. Education, you know that it is a, as old as the human race. It is a never-ending process of a one's inner growth and development. And education, many times I have told you in the lecture, education starts from the cradle and ends in a grave. Our whole life is education, right? Okay, it never, even, person dies. Education never dies because throughout our life, okay, we learn, at very, very different moment, right? So Socializations, major socializing agencies are community, family, peer group, and formal educational institutions. According to the Email Durkheim, this is a bigger name. Okay, some of the name, 2 3 names you have to learn. One is a August Comte, Hana, father of a sociology. You have to remember. Okay, guys, this video is going to be recorded. Later on, you can see my video and you can note that. Okay, along with in front of your notes. Okay. इमाइल दुर्खीम का भी नाम आपको याद रखना है. एजुकेशन, अकॉर्डिंग टू द इमाइल दुर्खीम, education is the socializations of the younger generation. Okay. Up now, in the first PPT, we talk about sociology. Sociology is the science of society, study of social relationship. In the second PPT, we talk about the education, right? Education which makes the person socialized. Our whole life is the, education. Now we talk about what is the relationship between sociology and education. This question always comes in a short note. Sociology and education. So, relationship between the sociology and education. In this slide, okay, you can study in detail. Okay, see the first point regarding the relationship of a sociology and education. Sociology, the first line, this is a very important. See that. Sociology is the science of society or study of society. We just talked. And education in an implicit aspect of any social system. Got it? The prime concern of sociology is socialized individuals. Education is the means for achieving the goal of sociology. So I think, thing has cleared, which I was just, discussing in the starting. Now, today, before, starting this paper, Sociology of Education, we were studying education is a bigger term. Education includes everything, right? All the types, all the nature, all the scope. It comes under the education. Now we have come to know that the another name, bigger name is the sociology. Sociology is the bigger name than the education. The purpose of a sociology is to socialize the child, but education helps in achieving that aim. Got it now? Right? So, ye dekhiye, I have underlined education. Third point I have underlined. Education is the laboratory and workshop of sociology. Okay, guys? So, I think you have come to know whatever we want, any change in the society, we does with the help of education, right? So this is the relationship of a sociology and education. Okay, in the notes you can learn in detail. Okay, now we talk about educational sociology. What is educational sociology? So this is a subject. Okay, new subject, 20th century subject. You can say that educational sociology is a new branch of a sociology. Sociology is a very older, right? But educational sociology. So what we learn, we will learn under the educational sociology. Under the educational sociology, we will study the relationship between education and society, and deals with the problem of relationship between the education and society. Because what is the main aim of sociology? The main aim of a sociology is to socialize the child. Okay. And the education helps in achieving that aim. Now, what are the problems? What are the obstacles? Okay. Comes during that way, we sort out with from the study of that subject, educational sociology. Once again, whatever I have underlined, we study, we discuss. Educational sociology studies the relationship between education and society and deals with the problem of relationship between the education and the society. Got it? So according to the Brown, you can see the definitions of Brown. Educational sociology is the study of the interactions of the individual and his cultural environment. Right? So under this, we will study. Okay. Now, in the next slide, we talk about What are the natures of educational sociology? Number first, it is a branch of a sociology. Number second, it deals with the relationship between education and society. Whatever the problems occurs between the education and society, with the help of a educational sociology, we improve that problems. Education as an agent of a social progress, a solutions to a social problem, belief in democratic value, right? Preservation, assimilation, and transmissions of the cultural heritage, right? So these are all educational sociology. It's a very simple. Okay. Next, we talk about social change and cultural change, right? We will discuss what are the social change, nature, characteristics, or factors affecting the social change. And here you have to remember, right? When I started the lecture, when we were studying the paper, last year paper, so one questions came of the culture. Okay, so then I told you, right? Culture and society, basically these are the same thing. So whatever the social change now, that will become the cultural change. Okay, two terms are not so much different. Okay, culture and society, almost they are same. Culture means customs, belief, rituals, ceremonies. This is the culture. But where it happens in the society, right? So the only problem is that we can we can see the society with the open eye, but we can't see the culture with the open eye, right? और आगे कल्चर की भी देयर आर टू टाइप्स, वन इज ए मटेरियलिस्ट कल्चर एंड सेकंड इज ए नॉन मटेरियल कल्चर. नॉन मटेरियल कल्चर वी कांट सी बेसिकली. Okay, but when we'll talk about social change, it will automatically become the cultural change. Okay, so I start with the social change. What is social change? Okay, till now we have discussed sociology. What is sociology? Nature of sociology, then education, then relationship between sociology and education, and then we discussed about educational sociology and nature of educational sociology. Now we are discussing the social change. Okay, nature of a social change, factors affecting the social change, these all things we are discussing. So first I start with the social change. What is a social change? So guys, you can see from the picture, many persons are talking with each other, they are celebrating with each other, irrespective of religion, irrespective of the caste, irrespective of the any norms, different persons. So that thing becomes cause of social change. When two person in a one line, when two person meets with each other, right? They exchange the ideas with each other, social change comes. Social change comes. Okay. For example, you visit to, you go to the Canada, and where you meet one person, he becomes a very good friend of you. Okay, so you exchange the ideas, shares. Okay, you come to know about his religion, he will come to know about your religions. So automatically there is a change in your attitude, behavior, right? And you both you meet over there. Okay, you come to know about his philosophy, he'll come to know about your philosophy. So this is a social change, right? So now we study what is social change. Society is subject of a constant changes. The term social change refers to the changes taking place in the human society. Change ही आ रहा है, right? And now you know that some days before, 4 5 days before, 7 days before, we have our Chandrayaan, we have reached on the moon. Again, this is a social change. After some years, you will see that number of a persons, okay, they will put over there, they will make their, they will go over there, right? So again, further, social change refers to the alterations or changes in a social relationship among people, right? It refers to the changes in the social structure, like role of a status of a person. It refers to the modifications or improvements made in a certain living style. But in a simple sense, you have to remember social change means change in the society. This is a social change. Okay. Morris Ginsburg key definitions, if you can learn, so you can learn what the Morris Ginsburg has said. By social change, I understand a change in a social structure, the size of the society, the composition or balance of its part, or the type of its organization. Right? Now we discuss in the next slide what are the nature and characteristics of the social change. Number one, social change is a universal phenomena. My dear students, it is a universal phenomena. In every society, there is a social change. In every society, in every country, right? It is a social universal phenomena. The only difference is that in some country, the change of social change is slow. Some in some country there is a fast, right? Social change is a community change. Second characteristics or nature of social change, it is a community change. Third, speed of a social change is not uniform. Yes, it is not uniform. You can see that now whatever the changes has come from last around 15 years, 15 to 20 years, whatever the changes has come, okay, we are you can say that we are the persons who say that we are the witnessing, Hana, we can witness of that whatever the changes has come from last 10 to 15 years, that changes didn't come from the last 50 years. Hana, you would be agree with me, right? Because within the last 15 years, 15 to 20 years, there is a lot of change. That's why now this line, it has proved that social change is not uniform. It is a continuous. Social change results from the interactions of a number of factors. It doesn't depend on the one factor, right? I just given you the example now. When you meet with the other person, it brings a social change. It can be the one of the factor, right? But there are some other factors we will study further. Okay, many factors are responsible for the social change. And remember, guys, here we are talking about social change now. If the question comes from the cultural change, this is the same. ये सारा cultural change भी है. Okay. Social change may be planned or unplanned. Social change is a multi-causal. Social change creates main reaction. One example I have given. For example, the economic independence of women has brought changes not only in their status, but also a series of changes in home, family, relationship, and marriages, etc. Now, you know that from last 15 to 20 years, women has also participated in the economic growth of the country. They have started the work, so they have become the independent. So independence of the women not only changes in the social status, woman has become the independent, not, but she has, along with, she has brought the changes in the home, family, relationship, marriages. And due to one factor, there are many changes came. Now we talk about what are the factors affecting the social change and cultural change, which we were discussing. There are so many factors which are responsible for the cultural change or the social change. Okay, so guys, question यही आता है आपको. Sometime question would come, factors affecting the social change or cultural change, or sometime it would come determinants of the social change, right? So these are the same thing. Okay. So these are the factors which are responsible for the social change or cultural change. Natural factor, Hana, you can see that natural calamity, Hana, it becomes the cultural change or social change. Hana, countries goes many years back. Cultural factors, psychological factors. Sometimes due to the psychological factors, our attitude, our belief, they also becomes the cause of the social change. Economic growth. For example, one country is growing very much in a very, very fast pace. So economic growth, it also becomes the cause of the social change, because what happens? The standard of living of the person goes high, right? Per capita income of the person goes high. So economic growth is also a concern of factor of social change or the cultural change. डेमोग्राफिकल फैक्टर्स है ना, जहां पर पॉपुलेशंस काफी है, फैक्टर्स हैं. technological and scientific factors. You can see that Japan and others, some of the countries, they have become developed due to the technology and scientific factors, right? So it has become the cause of a social change and cultural change. Big political factor, ideological factor, education and war, right? So these are the factors affecting the social change. All the factors now you have to explain over there in 5 or 6 lines. Okay, all the factors. You can see the answer in the notes. Okay, here I'm just discussing with you the main points so that concept should be clear to you, right, guys? अब रोल ऑफ एजुकेशन इन सोशल चेंज. अब क्या रोल क्या होता है? नंबर 1, असिस्टेंस इन चेंजिंग एटीट्यूड, assistance in creating desire for change, assistance in adopting social change, overcoming resistance to change, analysis in change, leadership in social change, national integrations, national development. Right? So this is the educations now. We become the national integrations, national international understanding, how we come to know how it comes. How it comes when we start going to the different country and other persons are coming here, right? Due to the educational seminars, these are happening in the different countries. So MOU are going to be signed up, so these are all education becomes this is the role of education, bringing the social change, right? Because society wants the social change, and education fulfills that aim, right? Whatever the society demands, right? Cultural change, so wahi hai society and cultural change. I have already discussed with you, but under the culture you have to learn the one definitions of a, according to the TYLOR, according to the Taylor. Culture as that complex whole including knowledge, belief, art, law, morals, customs, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by a man as a member of society. ये बहुत ही important definitions है. According to the Taylor, cultural, what is cultural? Cultural is that complex whole, including knowledge, belief, art, law, moral, customs, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by a man as a member of a society. That's why now I told you it includes the belief, moral, customs. Okay, these are the non-materialist things. Okay, you can't see the culture. That's why I told you. Nature and characteristics of a culture. Culture is a social. Culture is a learned behavior. Culture is all encompassing. Culture is transmitted. Culture varies from society to society. Culture is dynamic. It's not static. There are two types of a culture. One is a material culture. One is a non-material culture. Under the material culture, okay, these are the man-made object, such as tools, furniture, any building, automobile, banks, parliaments, currency. These are made by the man. Okay, these are the material culture. Okay, what are the non-material culture? Non-material culture, something internal. Okay, you can see something internal. That's why now you can't see non-material culture. Consist of the words the people use or the language they speak, the belief they hold, habit they follow, ritual and practice. Right, guys? Cultural lag. Yes. Sometimes now short questions come. What is a cultural lag? Okay. Now you have come to know culture are of two types. One is a materialistic, one is non-material culture. Okay, material cultures are buildings, okay, monuments, car, automobiles, you can see, you can touch. Non-material culture are internal culture. Okay, अब now guys, what happens when there is a change comes? Okay, change comes in the material culture, but it does not come with the same pace in the non-material culture. तो वो whatever द जो lag रह जाता है, this is called the cultural lag, right? Changes are coming in the material culture as well as are coming in the non-material culture, but the pace, there are changes coming in the material culture. Thus, but in the non-material culture, changes are not coming in the same pace. So the difference is, this is called the cultural lag. Got it? ये देखो, changes are quick to take place in the material culture. These in turn stimulate changes in the non-material culture. But the non-material culture may be slow. We take time to adopt to the new situations now. Whatever our attitude, our belief we have, we take lot of time to change that belief. Sometimes we have gone through a any bad experience, so we don't take the risk. Sometimes our belief system, whatever we have got from our fathers forefathers, due to the belief system we cannot you know do the change with the same pace, right? That's why it is written. But the non-material culture, what are the non-material culture? Our customs, belief system, our belief system may be slow to respond, giving rise to a gap or lag between the material and non-material culture. This is called the cultural lag. Got it? Example, I have given example. You can see a good number of Indians have adopted Western technology, but they have not changes their traditional belief, custom, etc. Okay, so this is a cultural lag. Cultural change, it is a clear to you, है ना? Social change, cultural change. मतलब change in the society, change in the culture is called the cultural change. Okay. So okay, guys. So now we move to our notes. Okay, ये हमारा. Okay, you have discussed about. Okay, now see the syllabus. This is our syllabus, right? Sociology of education. So in our PPT, basically we have talked about concept and nature of educational sociology, right? Relationship of sociology and educations, Hana, we have discussed. Okay, socializations we have discussed. Hana, culture, meaning and nature of a culture we have discussed, right? Education as a social change, factors determining the social change, factors affecting the social change. Now we discussed, right? Okay. So now social stratification and social mobility. Okay, we discuss in the next PPT. Social stratification and social mobility. So what is social stratification? Okay, the stratifications, the categorizations of the society, right? Based upon the caste system or based upon the, you can say that the social economic condition. Okay, this is called the social stratification. Categorize groups of people into a hierarchy on the basis of a wealth, status, or power. Right? This is called the social stratifications. So if we talk about social stratification based upon the wealth, so we can say that low group income, middle group, and higher group income. Based upon the status. Status means that one is a clerk, one is a officer, right? Doctors, engineers, judges. Power, again power also, right? One is a low, one is on the high position. This is called a social stratification. What is social stratification? Social stratification is a system by which a society ranks, categorize of people in a hierarchy. Stratification is a trait of the society. It persists over generations. It is a universal but variable. It involves not just inequality but beliefs also. Very good. देखो बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन है लास्ट वाली. Social stratification, it involves not just the inequality but belief also. मतलब due to our belief system bina, we couldn't rise, due to our belief system. So this is the social stratifications. Okay, guys. So you have come to know a little bit about the social stratifications. Don't worry. Okay. We, discuss more and more about social stratifications. Don't worry. Now see this picture, second one. Social stratification, class, race, ethnicity, gender, religion, sexual orientations. There is a difference in the class also, in the race, in the gender, and religions also. Social stratification. You can see that, this, image, this one, on the bottom of the this slide. One person is on the top, three persons in the middle, many persons in the bottom. Social stratification. Another picture of a social stratification is based upon the wealth. Number one is a lower class. It is on the bottom. Middle class, somewhere in the middle, and upper class is on the higher part. This is the social stratification, right? Okay. In India, जो social stratification है guys, social stratification is not a new concept, right? In India also, from early times, there was a subdivision of a society in the four group. These four group you always have to remember: Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Social stratification is something which has been visible and emphasized its effect on society. Earlier, our Indian society, now always remember, our Indian society is a stratified society. We are putting in the nation which is a stratified society. Okay, when you talk about any foreign country, Canada, America, and others, now many of the persons, okay, they belong to a one religion, mostly person, right? But in India, it is a stratified society, and this is not a new concept. In the earlier times, Indian society is divided into the four part: Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Okay, Brahmins जो होते थे, that was on the higher position, right? शूद्र जो होते थे, lowest positions. Okay, class 4 अपन कह सकते हैं person. Okay, क्षत्रिय जो हो गए, क्षत्रिय है ना, जो they are warrior. Kshatriyas are they are the warriors. Okay, Vaishyas ये हो गए हैं, they belong to the, they do the commerce, they do the businesses. Okay, so these are the persons na, based upon this na, they are stratified. Okay, the Indian caste system provides an example of a stratification system. The society in which divisions of a social classes exist is known as a stratified society. Modern stratifications fundamentally differs from the stratifications of the primitive societies. The main features of the social stratifications are: it is a social and economic categorizations of an individual within a societal framework. You know that. Stratification is based upon caste, class, status, and power. You have come to know that. Okay. Now in the next slide, we talk about what are the causes of the social stratification. So guys, these are the causes you must remember. Inequality, bigger reason. Inequality exists because of the natural differences in people's abilities. Stratifications can be one reason but different from stratifications. Conflict, power, wealth. These are the, they become the cause of the social stratification, right? Power also, wealth also. Okay, ये stratifications का सारा आ गया. चलो, social inequality. We talk about social inequality. अब social inequality क्या चीज है? Social inequality is the conditions of unequal access to the benefit of the belonging to any society. This is called social inequality. So social stratification, so we are done now. Social stratification means, bifurcations in the society based upon the power, based upon the wealth. Okay, social inequality is one of the reason for the cause of the social stratification. But we are discussing what is the social inequality. This is important, guys. Social inequality क्या चीज है? Social inequality means unequal access to the benefits of belonging to any society. Unequal opportunities and rewards for different social positions or statuses within a group of society occurs when resources in a given society are distributed unevenly. I give you example, then you will come to know. Okay, I'm taking the example of a coronavirus. Okay, when the coronavirus came in the year of a 2020, what happens? Natural resources now, always remember, we are the citizen of that country, so we all have equal share on the natural resources. But during that time, natural resources are distributed unevenly. This becomes the cause of the social inequality. Right, guys? Another reasons of a social inequalities are gender inequality, income inequality, caste inequality. Okay, you can see in the figure also, right? So these all come, even gender inequality, male and female. In our Indian society, males are given, more wages than the female. You would be agree that. What is this? This is the gender inequality. Why? Women are doing the same work. Why women are not paid the same amount, right? Income inequality, caste inequality, right? So these are all called the social inequality. अब ये types of social inequality, political inequality, income, life inequality है ना, we have discussed. Okay, now the question comes, what are the ways to tackle the problem of social inequality? Ways to tackle the problem of social inequality. How we can tackle the problem of, there are plenty of ways, right? Healthcare services, they are distributed evenly to all the person. More and more job opportunities, right? Along with better jobs, trainings opportunities should be provided for the developing new skills. Last but not the least, fair taxes should be levied. Relief must be provided to the low income group. Okay, so guys, there are a lot of reasons for the social inequality, you know that है ना. Taxes का भी जो है, it is not, evenly distributed. Relief only be given to the low income group, but you know that in India है ना, relief किसे दी जाती है? Reliefs are given to the rich persons, है ना. Whatever the loan they have taken, write off ही कर दिया जाता है. So it becomes causes of the social inequality. And the most important line I'm going to speak, okay, again, what happens? This social inequality gives birth to the social stratification. Right? Got it now? Okay. From here, we'll understand what is the difference between social inequality and social stratification. Social inequality means unequal distribution of resources, opportunities, rewards of a society. Inequalities leads to this stratification also. When there is a unequal distribution of the resources among the persons, okay, it becomes a reason of a social stratification. Okay, but it is not a single factor. There are some other factors which becomes the reason for the social stratifications, are the belief system, class system, caste system. Right, guys? So yeah, difference between social stratification, social inequality. Now we do the last topic, social mobility. Okay, so what is a social mobility? Social mobility means shift in an individual's social status from one status to another. This is called social mobility. For example, one clerk, by doing the working hard in the coming years, he has become the officer. This is a social mobility. Okay, the shift can either be higher, lower, intergenerational or intra-generational. This is the most important. ये always question आता है, right? ये जो है ना, it is written ना, higher, lower, intergenerational and intra-generational. These are the types of social mobility. Basically, there are 6 types of a social mobility: horizontal, vertical, higher, lower, intergenerational or intra-generational. 6 type of a social mobility. Okay, you must remember, it is a very easy and always comes in the paper. ये देखो, types of a social mobility: horizontal, vertical, upward, downward, intergenerational or intragenerational. Okay, Social mobility, you have come to know that now, when one individual moves from one social status to the another social status, it can be from the higher side or lower side. It is called the social mobility. Okay, right? So social mobility are of the 6 types, right? Horizontal, vertical, upward, downward, intergenerational, or intragenerational. What is a horizontal social mobility? Horizontal social mobility means when place is changed, but social position remains the same. This is called the horizontal social mobility. For example, one doctor earlier, he was dealing with the medicines, surgery, but now he has appointed in a school or a college where he was teaching to a uh, he is teaching to a medical students. So what happens? What happens? Only place has changed now, but the social position doesn't change. And earlier he was a doctor and he was dealing with the medicine and surgery, right? But now he is teaching to the medical student. Okay. So now social position is the same, but place has changed. This is called the social horizontal social mobility. Okay. Second is a vertical social mobility. What happens under a vertical social mobility? A change in the position between the social levels. अब क्या हो रहा है? Change in the position of a social levels, change in the status of an individual. So what happens? Whenever occupational change, for example, one businessman, okay, due to the losses in the business, okay, and he is forced to declare bankruptcy, मतलब bankrupt हो गया, right? तो क्या हो गया? अब now social position of that person has changed. Earlier he was a very good businessman. So what happened? Due to the loss in the business, even banks are not giving the loan. They denied the loan to a person and he has become the bankrupt. Okay. So now the social position of a person has changed. Earlier he was a businessman. Now he has become the bankrupt. This is called the vertical social mobility because social position has changed. Upward mobility, ये तो easy है. Okay, when a person moves from lower positions to a higher. For example, clerk has become the officer. Downward mobility means from the upward positions to downward positions you have come. Both are simple. Upward and downward are easy. Fifth is intergenerational mobility. Intergenerational mobility, inter means within or between social classes and occupation. For example, father to son, mother to daughter can be horizontal or vertical, right? So you know what happens? For example, there was a one person, he was a clerk, but you know what happens? His son, by getting a good education, he has become the doctor. So this is called the intergenerational mobility, right? And intragenerational mobility, intragenerational change in the societal position occurs during the lifespan of a single person. Now what happened? The person who was a clerk due to the work hard in his whole life, he has become the officer. This is called the intragenerational. Intergenerational means his son, by getting a good education, he has become the lawyer. This is called the intergenerational. But intragenerational, the same person, by doing the working hard, he has reached on the top level, he has become the director. This is called the intragenerational mobility, right guys? Notes में से आपको you have to learn, okay, all the 6, there are difference in between this, but these are very easy. What are the factors responsible for the social mobility? Achievements and failures, education, skills and training, migration, industrializations, urbanizations, modernization. These are the factors for the social mobility, right guys? So guys, now we move to our syllabus, right? Okay, so now social mobility we are done, social stratifications we are done. Okay guys. Okay, now whatever the part has left, now we cover in our last year paper. See our last year paper, right? In our last year paper, the question has come: meaning of educational sociology, concept of culture, nature of values, constraint of social mobility, right? What are the, and second question is come, what is the nature of educational sociology, how education and sociology are interrelated, right guys? So now I'm discussing directly from the notes. Okay, so already PPT we have discussed about whole syllabus. So whatever is left, we are going to discuss under these this PDF. Okay, educational sociology we are done. Education sociology talks about relationship between what is the problems comes between the education and society. It tackles the problem education sociology, right? Nature, ये देखो सारा nature है ना, we already discussed, no need to discuss again. ये देखिए second questions came, concept of culture last in the last year paper. Culture में Taylor की definitions, हाँ, we know that it is as a complex whole including knowledge, belief, art, law, morals, customs and any other capabilities and habits acquired by a man as a member of society, right? So about the culture, so nature and characteristics of a culture. Culture is a social, culture is learned behavior, it is shared, all encompassing, है ना, we are already discussed. Third question is nature of values. ये देखो, values are different for each person. These can be defined as a person's ideas, belief, desirable or undesirable. Okay, so a value is a belief that something is good and desirable. According to the Mukherjee, values are socially approved, desired and goals that are internalized through the process of conditioning, learning or socializations, and that become subjective preferences, standard and aspirations. Okay, Mala, if you if you don't remember the name of the person, whatever he has said, guys, don't put in the inverted commas. Okay, in a running you can write, okay, but don't mention the name of the person. Okay, but if you cannot learn, okay, the name of the person, right? So it is a simple values. In the running you can write about values, it is a general, huh? Constraints on social mobility, so we have just done the social mobility, right? अब ये long question है. Explain the nature of education sociology, how education and sociology are interrelated. We are discussed now in the first slide. We talked about education sociology, we talked about first sociology, then education, then we talked about education sociology, then we talked about what is the relationship between education and sociology. देखो long questions आया था ना last year in the paper, long questions came, right? So I have explained all. Okay, from this now I have made the PPT, right guys? Second, okay, next है explain the concept and various agencies of socialization. So I have already discussed what are the agencies of socializations: family, school, peer group, mass media. So ये देखो, you have to talk, okay, how family socialize the child, how school becomes an agents of socializing the socializing the student. Okay, how the community, how the community contributed for the socialization of a child, how the peer group, mass media, workplace, religion, right? So these all things, these are called the agencies of socializations. So you have to talk about all these things. These are the agents of socializations and how they socialize the child. So it is a very simple. Now how we develop the child, how we give the good values to the students in a school, in a home. Now we have to talk in this answer. Okay, next is a fifth questions came, meaning and nature of culture. So culture we have already discussed, right guys? In details now I have written. Modernizations. Modernizations kya hota hai? When the literal meaning of the term refers to anything which is a new or latest in lifestyle, dress, art or thinking. The concept of modernization includes social change and adjustment with modern times. So basically, modernization process associated with the factors like attitude, inspiration and values. Whenever it changes, modernization process begins. So guys, whenever we change our attitude na, तो तब भी क्या होता है? What happens? Modernization process begins. Okay. Next question, discuss the meaning and types of values. Also highlight the role of education in developing the values in school children. So in a PPT we have discussed now what is the values and what is the role of education in inculcating the values among children. है ना? So you can do that, right, guys? 6th question also. Role of education in inculcating values among children. 7th question, explain the meaning, nature, and factor determining the social change. So we discuss in the PPT, na, social change. What are the factors? वही वाले factor, natural factor, geographical factor, ideological factor, technological factor, scientific factors. They are the factors influencing the social change or determining the social change. Okay. तो ये इसका आंसर ये पड़ा हुआ सारा. ठीक है. This is the answer. I've also made a very good notes for you also. Okay. So with the help of a PPT, I have, cleared your point. Even the same notes I am giving you, whatever I have discussed in the PPT, right, guys? So after my lecture, when 1 hour you give the notes to whole of the paper, you will be the paper would be ready, right? Within 1-2 hours. 8वां questions. In the last year paper came. What are the explain the meaning and educational implication of a social stratification? So in a PPT, we have discussed with the social stratification. So first you have to talk about the meaning and concept of a social stratification and what are the educational implication of a social stratification. Okay. How education plays a role in the social stratification. Right. And last pay, I think it was on the mobility. Mobility ka aa gaya. Ye dekho. Discuss the meaning, types, and educational implication of a social mobility. Right. So under this, you have to talk about social mobility. Then 6 factors of 6 types of a social mobility: horizontal, vertical, upward, downward, intergenerational, or intragenerational. Okay. Then educational implications of a role of a education in bringing the social mobility. So these points you have to write. Right, guys? So ये आपका last year questions we have discussed. Okay. Instead of that, I have given you some additional notes. Okay. So you can learn these additional notes also. Right. So now we see our syllabus. Okay. Now in the last. So in the syllabus, we have discussed concept, nature of education, sociology of education, relationship between sociology and education. And this you have to learn from the guide. Okay. Second one. Socializations we are done. Agencies of a socializations, family, school, society, and community, and role of a education socializations we are done. Culture, you can see meaning and nature of a culture we are done. Issue related to culture we are done. Modernization, westernizations, or ye aap pad lena, okay, from the guide. Acha, 5th questions, whole questions we are done. Value education, meaning, concept of a values and its nature, and role of a education regarding value education. Just now we had discussed what is the role of a education in inculcating the values. So this we are done. Acha, social change we are done. Meaning and nature we are done. Factors determining social change: natural factor, geographical factor, ideological factors. We are done. Okay. Constraints of social change, ये भी उसके साथ ही है, right? And in the last, social stratification we are done, social mobility we are done, right? Or in the last year paper, meaning of a sociology, culture, nature of a values, constraint we are done. Nature of a educational sociology, how education and sociology are interrelated, we are done. This you have to do from the guide. Okay. Social organization, it is a simple, right? 4th questions we are done. Explain the concept and various agencies of socialization. 5th May, 2 questions came. Meaning and nature of culture and modernizations. We have discussed, just discussed. Now values we are discussed. Factors determining social change we are discussed. And 8th or 9th on social stratification and social mobility we are discussed. Okay, guys, thank you so much. So we have discussed your whole second paper, Sociology of Education. This was our exam preparation class. I hope all the things have clear to you. If there is any problem, okay, you can call me, message me anytime, guys. No worries, right? So I have given you the last year solved paper as well as some notes which are completing your whole syllabus, right? Thank you so much for the lecture. Thank you.